Greetings everyone, Fromark here, back with the Fromark Plays show, and this time around I'm going to be playing F-Zero. That's right, F-Zero, which is a racing game that was originally released as a launch title for the Super Nintendo. Originally released in Japan on November 21st, 1990, and in North America in August 1991, and Europe about a year later. Like I said, this was a launch title for the Super Nintendo. Along with Super Mario World, Gradius 3, Pilot Wings, and SimCity. It's a pretty stacked lineup for the first few games to come out in the States for this wonderful console. But yes, this is in fact a racing game, and it's a pretty neat little racing game. It's actually got a neat little backstory too. It's a futuristic racing game that takes place in the year 2560, where humanity has multiple encounters with alien life forms that has resulted in the expansion of Earth's social framework. This led to commercial, technological, and cultural interchanges between planets. The multi-billionaires who earned their wealth through intergalactic trade were mainly satisfied with their lifestyles, although most coveted more entertainment in their lives. This resulted in a new entertainment based on the Formula One races to be founded with vehicles that could hover 1 foot above the track. These Grand Prix races were soon named F-Zero after a rise in popularity of the races. The game introduced the first set of F-Zero races, Captain Falcon, which I am playing as in the Blue Falcon ship, Dr. Stewart, Pico, and Samurai Goro. Of course, Captain Falcon is the character that everybody thinks of when they think of F-Zero, as he has appeared in some of the Super Smash Bros. Games with his Falcon Punch! And I feel like F-Zero, it's safe to call it a dead franchise at this point, because even though it got several games, there hasn't been a proper F-Zero title since GX on the GameCube back in like 2002, I think it was? Which is really a shame, because all the F-Zero games are pretty good. But from what I understand, Nintendo was just like, yeah, we can't really top ourselves with F-Zero GX, so we're not even going to bother. Which is a shame, honestly, because there are plenty of other franchises that they will bleed dry and then some, but F-Zero, they've kind of left alone over the years. It was the same way with Star Fox for a while until we got Star Fox Assault for the Wii U. But anyways, this race is pretty quick. Each race goes by pretty quickly. You get 3 laps in these ones. I think it eventually becomes 5 laps in the more challenging difficulties. There are 3 different sets of difficulty: beginner, medium, and expert. And each one has 5 racetracks that you gotta go through. And of course, you cannot finish any worse than 3rd in each race, I do believe. Although each lap you gotta stay above a certain position. But as you see, I was able to win that race pretty easily, which is good stuff indeed. And that was Mute City. This is track 2, Big Blue, Yabba Dabba Doo. And another thing I need to point out about F-Zero, all the music here, absolute top-notch, top-shelf banger after banger. The F-Zero soundtrack is wonderful. And honestly, I love F-Zero. I didn't really play it a lot until I recorded it for the channel. However, I did at one point own a physical cartridge for my Super Nintendo years ago. But my first experiences with F-Zero had to have been around my freshman or sophomore year when I got my Wii jailbroke and was able to play all the ROMs on it. And one ROM that I tended to play a lot was F-Zero, even though I wasn't very good at it at the time. Which is something that took a lot of practice, like with anything. In order for me to get good at it, it takes hours of practice. But F-Zero can be quite a challenging game. Some of the difficulty in it is kind of dickish. You gotta be on your guard, because you got a power gauge up top on the top right corner, and that's like a health meter. The more you hit the walls or other competitors, well, that health meter goes down, and you see that little strip of glowing lights by the finish line. If you drive through that long enough, you'll get a little bit of a recharge on your power. So that's pretty good stuff. So you just definitely want to watch for all the obstacles on the courses, of course. But yeah, this game's pretty awesome. It takes advantage of the Super Nintendo's Mode 7 capabilities, which is like a form of texture mapping that they came up with specifically for the Super Nintendo to emulate like 3D planes. I mean, it kind of looks like this could all be done in 3D, and I'm sure it could be, but this is all Mode 7 that you're seeing. I love Mode 7 because it looks so, well, it's very characteristic of the Super Nintendo. And yeah, it's very dated, but it just looks awesome. It gives you that illusion that you're actually moving around when really you're just moving the track. Final lap. Let's see if I got what it takes to make it around the track one more time. So far it's looking so good. All I gotta do is stay above third place and not destroy my ship. My ship sails in the morning. I wonder what's for dinner. Dinner. This isn't a CDI Let's Play. But yeah, so the other competitors that ooh, extra life. There's also a live system in this game, folks. You start out with a couple lives, and you get extra lives every, I think, 10,000 points? Now, I may be wrong on that part, but I'll definitely have to look into that. And I was looking away at the title of this track, so I missed that. No big deal, because it'll come back around after I beat all the courses. This is course 3, of course. Now, some of the tracks do get reused. Well, not reused necessarily, but their themes get reused, like Mute City. There's like 3 Mute Cities that start out each difficulty. I believe there's 3 of these deserts here. I'm pretty sure there's a second Big Blue. I would probably be more on the up and up on this if I would have recorded this commentary much sooner. But you see, I recorded the playthrough. Whew, I had to record all this footage like 6 months in advance before I am finally sitting down to record all the commentary over it. So I don't really remember much of what happens in this Let's Play other than I win almost, well, not almost all. I do win a bunch of races, but I think there are a couple of moments here and there where I don't win. It's not smooth sailing for me in this playthrough, and it was a very frustrating recording session. Actually, it took place over multiple recording sessions. I recorded easy, medium, and difficult all separately, spent hours practicing them just to make sure that I'd at least had a grasp on what I was doing. And I just, sometimes you kind of have to let Jeebus take the wheel because, man, this game will definitely dick you over a few times if you're not careful. There's just so many unfair difficulty things to look out for. I feel like the difficulty is a little bit more unfair than, well, reasonable, but hey, that's part of difficulty, I guess. It's not really, I mean, it's doing its job if it's difficult. But 2 laps to go, I'm in the lead. So far, smooth sailing once again. It's all looking pretty good so far. And I like desert themes in my video games. Although this is kind of giving me Star Wars vibes. But anyways, just mosey on through the desert. I still got plenty of health. It looks like everything's gonna be okay. I would think. Yeah, coming around for the final time. 1 lap to go, see what I got, see if anybody else has anything for me. Now, those maps on the bottom left corner are super helpful. However, they don't show where the other competitors are. But the way the physics are in this game, the competitors never really get too far. You never really get too far ahead of them. They never really get too far away from you. It's like there's some kind of rubber band there almost to kind of keep everything tightly together. So once you take the lead, don't think that you're just going to run away with it, folks. But it looks like I'm going to run away with this one. I come across the line in first place. Booyah! And that's how it should be. But yeah, most of these races you can complete in a couple of minutes, and each difficulty you can beat in about 15 minutes. 15, 20 minutes, I'd say. It's Deathwind. I like this track, though. Because even though it's got these spots here where it slows you down, it's probably the most straightforward track in the entire game because it's just an oval. However, there's not as much slowing down as there is in your standard, like, stock car racing game oval. You just want to take those corners somewhat carefully, though. But I sure do love me a good oval. As they're simple, and I love NASCAR, so I know plenty about ovals. Or at least I like to think I do. Definitely want to get that speed boost. Sometimes if you skip a speed boost, your competitor will just zoom right past you because they're so close. Oh, man. Speaking of competitors zooming past you, I should point out, since I didn't point it out yet, I was going to earlier, but I got a little bit sidetracked. This yellow vehicle here is the Golden Fox, which of course is piloted by Dr. Stewart, the wealthy doctor who is also apparently a race car driver. And there's the green ship that I didn't select, Wild Goose, which is piloted by Pico, who is an alien who lusts for death and carnage and is evil. And then of course you have the Fire Stingray, which is pirated by Samurai Goro, a samurai thief who wears the traditional samurai attire of a samurai's sleeveless vest and flying cap. He's Captain Falcon's rival, although it's not really specified if that's how Captain Falcon sees it in this game. But coming around for the final time, see what I can do with one lap to go, hold off my competitors, play a solid round of defense mode, try to get every speed boost I can. Yeah, this is looking good, this is looking good. And I'm back to full power. Ooh, get out of my way, man. Ow! Oh no. Yeah, there we go. Oh man. The Golden Fox almost got me there. He was right back on my tail. He was hot on my tail. But it's all good, it's all good. Silence. Man, that's something I don't know much about. Man, that's something I don't know much about. But I really like the music here. I love the song. Like I said, every song in this game is a banger, and you really can't go wrong with the F-Zero soundtrack. Of course, this track introduces those little ramps that you gotta ramp over. And this one's designed pretty unusual. Ew. As there are plenty of opportunities to bounce off the walls if you're not careful. But there are also plenty of opportunities to make little shortcuts here and there and kind of corner cut it. But as there are 4 laps left, I'll see what I can do. Looks like all the races are 5 laps long. I made the mistake of saying 3 laps earlier. My mistake. Not every one of my Let's Plays can be absolutely perfect. Ooh! Ooh! What am I doing? If I could just hang on to the lead, no, man. Quit it. Stop bouncing off the walls, damn it. Trying to run a good clean race here and I keep bouncing off the walls. I think I got it under control now, though. Ooh. Get back here, Golden Fox. Ooh, man. I don't really have too many more opportunities that I could just be brave like that and... Yeah, power down. Well, it says power down whenever you're low on power. But when I think power down, it means like powering off. However, you don't technically power off, you just explode when you run out of power. I also want to point out, I don't think I'd mentioned yet, there are speed boosts that you can get. There's little S's below your live counter in the bottom right corner. Ooh! This ain't looking good, folks. I might have to use one of those lives. Oh, I got one to go. Can I just hang on for dear life? All I gotta do is make it around one last time. I think I got this easy mode championship in the bag, though. So I've won every race so far. Even if I don't end up winning this one, oh man, I don't know if that's gonna happen. Can I make it back to the line? I would certainly hope I do. Okay, yeah, all is good. All is good. I have won the championship. I have won all 5 races. And that is some good stuff. Got some funky music playing while this little sequence takes the screen. Which basically just shows you your best lap times. But yeah, pretty good stuff, pretty good stuff. This Let's Play is off to a pretty interesting start, if I do say so myself. Not too terrible, I would think. Just keep things moving along into the medium difficulty. Now this sequence goes on for just a couple of moments. Nothing that really takes up all your time. Now whenever you whenever you reset to go to medium difficulty, your points are lost, and it's pretty much like starting a new game. But no worries. It's just another one of those games where the points don't matter, just like in Whose Line Is It Anyway? Anyways, folks, I will see you in part 2. Thanks for tuning in this far.